So the latest post is about how this isn't the best indicator, number of applications listing a day. I think the latest post is that this number isn't the best way to understand how easy or hard it is to get a Grand Canyon permit. In fact, you need to look at the column H, total chances from all applications that listed this date. Again, this comes directly from the Park Service data. You can click into this link right here. You can go to it. So here's what the park provides, and so we're going to look at this column here, total chances. Let's switch back to our spreadsheet where we can do some math. All right, so everyone who plays the lottery gets 5 points, or 5 dates, and if you've never been, you get 5 points. But so let's say you apply for 1, 2, 3, 4. You apply for these 5 dates, and everyone in that pool. And let's say you have, whether you have 1 point or 5 points, if the number is, at what point is the number so high that you decide that it's hard to win this lottery? And I think that number is obviously open to interpretation. I think there's some easy ones where we can say, okay, if the number is 5 and 5 people entered the lottery, well, maybe that's definitely easier than, say, when the number is 66. And again, we're looking at January dates here. These numbers get a lot higher. So if we scroll down and we look at March, we can see that the total chances are now in the hundreds, near 500. A lot of 2s, 3s, 400s. You can see some dates are in the 700s. Scrolling through June, we can see we get into the 800s, 900s. So again, the principle we're looking at is that the bigger this number, even if you get to apply for 5 of these, and if you miss one, you go to the next one. So if I apply for this, let's just say my odds are, I have 1 point, and I miss, I go to that. So I'm 1 out of 192. Then I go to this, say I apply for this one, I'm 1 out of 156, easy or hard. This, I'm 1 out of, this date would be 1 out of 656, easy or hard, right? Every one of these, I'm kind of returning the value that, hey, this is pretty hard, you know? And this, if we look at this tab, you can even see where we did, I know you don't really like there's some discrepancy with this math here, but you know, these columns show the percentage of the application that won divided by the total chances, and then here is odds with 1 point, so you just take 1 divided by that. Odds with 2 points, 2 divided by the total chances. Odds of winning with 3 points, 3 divided by the total chances. Odds of winning with 4 points, right? And so we can see these odds aren't very high. Even if, let's just look at the 5-point column, right? So we got a few dates that are higher in January, but for the most part, most of these dates are all less than 1%. So we go down in time. And this is just for, again, we're looking at not a lot of dates here. This is just the last follow-up lottery. You know, and here we have the average, 3.6 point average. And we just took this 3.6 is the total of all the numbers from here, the total divided by the total of all the numbers from this column. And we did the same thing, or I did the same thing here to get this average. So I took all these numbers, added them up, and divided by all the numbers in column I. And so I figured that on average, each application in this lottery had 3.9 points. So we can look at how, you know, these percentages are pretty low, right? They kind of follow this trend. The bigger this number is, the lower this number is, and the harder it is to win a permit. looking at the H column, total chances, as you illustrate. One other helpful thing we can look at is the COUNTIF function. And it returns a conditional count across a range. And in this case, the range is the total chances column, right? And so what we're looking at here is the number. So we have 463 dates in this lottery, and 398 of them are greater than equal to 50 total chances. So 85% of these dates are greater than 50 total chances. 74% are greater than 100 chances, or equal to 51%, let's call it 52%, greater than 2 or equal to 250 chances, and 5% are greater than 1,000. So what does this mean? Well, it just reinforces these numbers, the odds of winning numbers. You can add these odds together and know that it's really hard to get. If these numbers are low, it's harder to get a permit, right? If these numbers are high, it's harder to get a permit. The higher the total chances, it's harder to get a permit. So, and what we can see is this data shows that the vast majority of these dates, the numbers are high, right? 85% high numbers. And they just get higher and higher. Like this, I chose 50 arbitrarily, right? You could take this data and modify it yourself and have your own interpretation. But I'm sticking to my guns and saying that when you look at the total chances column, the numbers are high, which means it's hard to get a Grand Canyon permit across the vast majority of all the dates in the range. Hope this helps clarify the lottery math even more. Thanks. Bye.